Well, hello, everybody. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here, so not sure how much of the intro or anything else you saw. Oh, boy. Let me fix it. We're having all kinds of problems here. All right, there we go. Nope, that's not working either. All right, hang on a second. We're going to have to cancel this headset. What just happened? Okay, can everybody hear me again? I can hear me. Hmm. Somebody let me know in the comments if you can hear me. I'm going to be doing audio checks while it shows that I'm broadcasting. Yeah, it shows I'm connected. Can everybody hear me? Okay, good deal. We're back. I don't know where we got to. I don't know if the intro came through. I don't know where we're at, but let's try this again. It turns out Technical Tuesday is also available on Technical Friday. We lost a lot of people. We're down to about 11 right now. I guess some people were in a big hurry, but we'll start over from the beginning. Um, we've got a lot to talk about. I've made two videos today. One of them came out this morning. It's for this headset that I'm wearing right now. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully the sound is good. I don't believe the issue we just had was was headset related. I believe it was either laptop related or we're trying out a new business internet. I got a video on that coming out on Monday, the unboxing, and then later in the week after I've used it a little bit, I'll do a review of it and tell you how it's working. But um, my laptop was, I really think it was my laptop more than my internet or anything else because it like blacked out. The screen went black, everything went dead. And even now, I don't have, there it is. It was like the battery went dead or something, but I keep it constantly plugged in. So I'm not sure what's going on. I do want to tell y'all everything that's been going on this week. It's been a pretty good week. But before we do, let's hop in here and say hi to the channel members. It looks like this week we're down to 16. Oh boy. I was afraid this might happen when, when I stop driving a truck. Hopefully we'll get some of those people back at some point. Um, I am going to put up a link in a minute for this headset if y'all want to go check it out yourself. But let's say hi to the channel members first. Uh, Starting with the original channel member, Ramon, then Robbie Ross, Corey Oatley, Midlife Trucker, Smaller Hauler, Oaser DM, Armando Perez, KC, Skyhook Trucker, Craig Hutchinson, Sierra Bravo Exteriors, and Scorpion Trucker, Ohioan Trucker, Tracy H, Adam, and of course Mud Trucking. Rounding out the 16 this week. Before I forget, because I have been scatterbrained today, let me put that link for the well, what do you know? That ain't working either. All right, folks, give me just a second. We'll get all this stuff working. It was working fine before I come on, and then I come on and nothing works. That ain't what we want. Wonder why that ain't working. Almost there. I know this is exciting to watch. Of course, I got to do two key verification now. Why is it not working? All right, we're going to try this again. If it don't work, we may not have it on here tonight. Nope. We'll take my comment down. All right, so we're not going to have that tonight, but if you go check out that video, you can see how to get it. Hopefully, I don't know what's going on with everything tonight. But anyway, the headset, there's a, man, that makes me mad. I don't know why it's not playing. Anyway, we'd got the headset video done. I've got another one coming for the business internet that's here. My pickup turned out to be a bust this week. Um, I believe that the shop was trying to con me. Why is I really don't get why it's not working. All right, I'm gonna quit fiddling with it because my Bluetooth is disconnecting as well. I don't know what's going on tonight. Maybe it's just a Friday night deal. Um, I've been working the part-time job. I start a full-time job on the 29th. I've still got some other stuff I'm looking at doing on the sides as well. All in all, though it doesn't seem like it tonight, this has been the best week so far. From what I'm hearing from uh, some people, even business owners, trucking owners, uh, the market's still pretty rough out there. The spot market's really rough. I'm getting a lot of questions regarding trucking, and so I'm going to start doing more recorded videos. The reason is also when I start that other job on the 29th, I may have said the 26th a minute ago. It's a Monday. When I start the job that day, I'll be 9 to 6 Monday through Friday for the first 8 weeks. And so for that reason, it's going to make it real hard to do these lives. I'll try to do one on Saturday or Sunday or maybe both, but it'll be hard to do them throughout the week. So I'm going to try to get some recorded videos in there so there's still some content out there. And I believe that I can still offer some good advice on trucking and things going on in the trucking industry and things like that. But anyway, trying to think of what else. We can talk about my pickup a little later on if you want to. I really got scammed on that. Pretty upset about it. And so it's a shame because I've been going to that shop for my personal vehicles for several years. And, you know, once you lose the trust, it's hard to go back there. So I'm going to have to find a new shop. And there's another Ford dealership here in town. And that's probably where I'll have to start going. But not going to be going there again for sure, or maybe for oil changes. I hadn't decided yet. All right, very first here today was Robbie Ross. Hiya, friends. Hello from New Mexico. I think I know what's wrong with my Bluetooth, and we're going to fix it right now. This iPhone does not play nice with other Bluetooth devices. And if you've got two devices connected to one headset, in this case, my laptop and my iPhone, it tries to interfere. And I believe that's one of the problems. This will be one of those deals we'll just have to iron out as we make videos. Gary Cook says, good evening from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Hello, sir. Thank you for being here. It seems like every time we do a video, you're in Kentucky. You spend a lot of time there, it seems like. And channel member Ramon says he's here. Glad to have you, sir. P.U. Patel, good evening, Trucker Todd. Hope things are looking up for you, my friend. Yeah, we got the water leak fixed here. the plumbing behind where the washing machine goes was leaking back down into the wall, and they had to come in and take part of the wall out and fix it. And then today they came and did the weekly or monthly, whenever they do the spraying thing. And so we had to get everything organized for that. And my little part-time job I'm doing only worked about 10 hours this week. It's been really slow there. They're saying they may not be able to stay open a lot longer. So it worked out good for me. Normally I'd be upset about the low hours this week, but it worked out good for me because I had a ton of stuff that I needed to do here at the house. And my wife only had one day off to help me, and she worked her tail off trying to help me, and we got through it. So now we can kind of relax and unwind and do a little bit at a time. Slowly things are getting back on track. Mud Trucking channel member, hello, Brother Todd. Hello, sir. Last night we went out to dinner with my uncle and his family. One of his daughters is going away to, I don't know how to classify it. I guess I would classify it as a young women's retreat for 15 months. And so they had kind of a goodbye dinner for her last night, and we went and had dinner with them. And so that's kind of what's been going on around here. Channel member Robbie Ross says he can hear me good. I hope that remains. I'm not getting the error messages in my ear since I disconnected the iPhone. And consequently, I also had to do that on that over the ear, or the big headset, this one here that I used to use. I would have to disconnect it a lot of times too. So I don't think it's anything wrong with this earpiece. I think it just, the iPhone doesn't play nice with other devices. Oh my, Technical Friday, absolutely. Jordan B says 5x5, good deal. Mud Trucking channel member says, yep. Speaking of that, I almost said his name. Where is Midlife Trucker? Has anybody seen or heard from him lately? I hadn't seen him in the videos or in the chats lately. He would occasionally miss one, but it's unusual for him to miss several like this. Gary Cook says, I hear you, good deal. P.U. Patel says, yes, I hear you. Channel member Robbie Ross says, loud and clear. Hey, and look who's here. It's Shannon Thomas Trucking. Good evening, all. Prayers, Todd. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that. Cassius King says, hey now. Hello, sir. Thank you for being here. We have YouTube royalty here tonight. See, look at his icon. There's even a crown there. And Shannon Thomas says hello to Cash. P.U. Patel, looks like that new internet deal you got is no bueno, Trucker Todd. Well, I don't want to give too much away from the review video we're going to do next week. But earlier today, I was getting over 500 megabits per second download and around 50 upload, which is really good. But you never know. This time of day, we could have a bunch of people getting off work, getting on the network. I don't want to prejudge them too early. I want to give them a little time. Like I say, I really think it was my laptop because it just went black. I couldn't turn it on. I couldn't turn it off. And I didn't know what to do. I finally held down the power button for like 10 or 15 seconds, and it finally turned off, and then waited another 10 or 15 seconds and it would turn back on. But my wife ran in here and the two of us were frantically trying to fix it. Robbie Ross, channel member, last we talked, you were very bummed out. Glad to hear your truck is okay. I'm still pretty bummed out, but I can't let it keep getting me down. My truck, I guess now's as good a time to talk about it as any. So for those that don't know, I have a 2014 F-150 that is very, very modified. I've spent a lot of money on it. It's over 500 horsepower, over 500 torque, has 35-inch tires on it, a 6.5-inch lift. It's got a sound system in it that was well over $5,000. It's a very nice truck. Um, it has the 3.5 EcoBoost, which allowed me to do a lot of those modifications and make it so powerful and still keep it pretty efficient for what it is. But everybody knows the Achilles heel of that engine are the exhaust manifolds. And well, I'll just go ahead and tell you, 25 months ago, back on March 21st of 2022, I put the truck in the shop and did $8,300 worth of work to it. They replaced both turbos, they replaced both manifolds, just a ton of work to it. And I did it through the dealership because the dealership offered a 2-year warranty. Well, I knew something was starting to go wrong, and we pulled up the receipt, my wife and I did, and we believed that we had done the repair in 2023, not 2022. And about the time the warranty ran out was when I had my stroke. So I was in the hospital, couldn't take it to the shop. And really, I believed it was probably a wastegate on my right turbo. And so I didn't figure it was going to be covered under warranty anyway. And I was just going to get it fixed. And so I took it in the shop and they looked it over. Now, here's where I believe I was scammed. They said, "Oh, Todd, you need the right side turbo. You need this, you need that." And it's going to be somewhere between 2,600 and another 8,300 like you did last time. And I said, "You know what?" I said, "I'll just come up there and pay you the diag, and I'm going to park it for a while or just limp it around until I can spend another 8,300 on it and do it all over again." Well, I go up there to pick it up, and they were fair on the diag. They charged me $69.95 on the diag, and they don't even mention the right side of the engine. They say that my left manifold is cracked, and that it'll cost $2,600 to fix that. Now, to me, that sounds really excessive, really expensive. I can get the manifold for less than $200, and it shows that it's about 6 or 8 hours of flag hours to put it in. So I do feel like they were taking advantage of me. I asked him about the turbos, and he didn't really give me a good straight answer, and I didn't like the way he said everything. So I think I'm done with that shop, and but yeah, I'm just going to limp it along. If it is just an exhaust manifold, I should be able to drive it a while. The two big disadvantages of that will be decreased fuel economy, and I'm seeing that it's getting about 5 or 6 miles a gallon less than what it used to, and decreased power, and it's definitely decreased power. It's I estimate it's probably a little over 200 horsepower now instead of a little over 500 like it usually is. And so I was really bummed out about it because had it been the turbos, that would tear up the engine. And I thought, man, I'm going to drive this thing a couple of weeks and it's going to lay down and I'm not going to be able to fix it. And now I think I can drive it for several weeks until I can get the money together to fix it again. And I've been looking online. There are some aftermarket companies that make a different design manifold for it that's supposed to, and they use better metals and stuff. The current one on there's cast iron, and cast iron messes up around 1,500 degrees from what I understand. And these other ones that they make handle like 1,900 degrees. And so they're supposed to be better quality and last longer. And that would be the ideal situation, is if I could go back and replace both sides with better manifolds. So we'll see what happens, but it does look like I'll be able to drive it the next few weeks. And it was in the shop a few days. I used my uncle's pickup during that time, and was grateful that he was here and I was able to use his pickup. But yeah, I was pretty bummed out. Keep in mind too that at the same time I'm having these issues with the pickup, we're dealing with this water leak here, and that's a little bit dramatic because I just come out of that travel trailer where we had a water issue there that they never were able to diagnose. To this day, we still don't know where that water came from. We've got theories, we've got ideas, but nobody's been able to find it for sure. And so, coming into another water situation, it's like, man, maybe I should just go live on a boat somewhere. Rose says, "Hi, Todd. Hope all is well." Hey, Rose, I sent you an email. I don't know if you saw it. Uh, those guys did get back to me, and they said they were still reviewing my application. I don't know if you've had any conversations with them or not. If you have, you can tell me or email me. Just don't say the name of the company on here because we don't want to get sabotaged. Mud Truck and channel member says, "Small world, Gary. I'm in Princeton, Kentucky, about 30 minutes out of Hopkinsville, LOL. Yeah, y'all are to have a Trucker Todd reunion out there." PU Patel says you should do a recorded video giving your opinion on Cordell truck leasing. Well, I believe there's videos out where I've kind of said my piece, what I had to say about them. Um, I, don't- I don't think they're a bad outfit. I just don't think they realize what they got themselves into, or maybe the business they're in, or the market conditions. And I don't mean that negatively, but sure, I could probably do a video on that. But here's the deal: when you're in-house financing, and this goes for the car business too. We had to do it in the car business too. When you're in-house financing trucks or lease purchasing trucks or whatever terminology you want to use, you've got to be prepared to help your customers out sometimes. And we did it at the car lot. We didn't have to. We made every customer sign a deal that says as is, no warranty. But we'd find ourselves, buying tires for a car, buying a transmission for a car, sometimes an engine, because if the vehicles don't run, the people can't make the payments. And we'd side note the stuff sometimes and things like that. Now, from an ethical standpoint, is Cordell legally obligated to do those things? No. But if you're not going to do those things, you got to expect a large number of repos, especially in this market now. Year and a half ago, when I was killing it, it wouldn't have been no problem. But as rates continue to go down and as fuel prices continue to go up, it's just difficult if you don't have anybody that can back you from time to time. Now, I agree that most of the time you should be able to handle it on yourself. You shouldn't need any help. But I mean, we're all one major repair away from going out. And some of us with big inflated egos will try to tell you, no, that's not true. I could handle anything. And maybe there's a few guys out there that could. But I'm going to say that the overwhelming majority of you, if you had a $20,000 repair right now, it could put you out of business. Now, I know a couple of guys in the chat right here that a $20,000 repair would not put them out of business. But for the overwhelming majority of you, it would. And I don't think they realized that when they got into truck financing. Um, I have heard that they have loosened up a little since I left. So maybe my situation was a learning experience for them. But yeah, there's not really a lot. I mean, if you go letter of the law, they didn't do nothing wrong. They sold me a truck that I inspected and I looked at, and I said, this is a good truck and I'd like to buy it. And so they sold me the truck. But from a realistic standpoint, had they been able to side note a repair or had they been able to defer a truck payment here and there, things might have been a lot different. And same thing goes for name any of your big finance companies, any of your big lease purchases. They all have situations like that. There are situations where SFI will postpone a truck payment till the end of your loan, or they'll side note you the money for stuff. Now, they don't like doing it all the time, but in rare circumstances, they'll do it. Same thing with all your big lease purchases, your Swifts, your Knights, your JB Hunts, all of those. They don't like doing it on a regular basis, but in a case by case basis, they'll help out from time to time. And man, if you don't have that and something big happens, it can be tough. Shannon Thomas hit the like, guys. 22 in here and only 13 likes. Yeah, with it being Friday night, I imagine a lot of people are at home with families. This will probably be another one of those videos that we get a lot of people in the replay, and that's fine. I appreciate them as well. Several of you have been asking about my arm. It's back to normal. I can move it and everything. Those that don't know, I got tennis elbow in my right arm, and I pulled the tendon loose, and it seemed to heal a lot faster and a lot better once I took that ace bandage off that the doctor had put on there. P.U. Patel said, I have a 2013 F-150 King Ranch stock with the V8. It's been very reliable. I put over 80,000 miles on her with no major issues. Yeah, and in the height of my frustration the other day, when I was venting to my son, who's an ASE certified mechanic, I was like, man, how much, if I'm going to spend 8,300 on it, how much would it cost to just put a Coyote in it? And he reminded me that a lot of the aftermarket work I'd done, the tunes and the performance parts and things like that, wouldn't transfer over. And he also reminded me that some of the Coyotes, obviously yours hasn't done it, P.U. Patel, but some of the Coyotes have had some oil burning issues, some cam phaser issues, and some things like that, similar to what uh, the EcoBoosts have had as well. So all in all, I've been really, really happy with that EcoBoost. It's got 179, 180,000 miles on it now. It's been a great truck. Still doesn't use a drop of oil, but I think I'm going to have to go aftermarket on those exhaust manifolds. And the exhaust manifolds I really want are about $1,000, and that's before you pay somebody to put them in. And they recommend pulling the cab off the truck to put them on, from what I understand. Some people are able to do them through the fender wells. And so I just, my son's so backed up, I don't think he could do it anytime soon. So I'd probably have to find a shop that I trust, that I feel like they'd be able to do that repair. My uncle Racing Ray is in here watching in Lubbock, Texas. Thank you for being here. Robbie Ross, channel member, what's your preference? Me to boost memberships or super chat? Um, it's really up to you. I like them both. Either one, whatever you're more comfortable doing. They, for those that want to know how YouTube works, when you send something through YouTube, I get 70% of it, but I don't get it right away. I get it on the 21st of the month. So since we're already in a month, it'll be the 21st of next month. Still nice to get, still appreciated, but that's how quick it comes. And so yeah, it either one, they both help a lot. As far as what we were talking about earlier on content, I'm going to take that off so y'all can see the website and everything. I always forget to mention it. There's the website, truckertodd.net. You can email me at todd@truckertodd.net. And if you want to get a channel membership like what Robbie Ross was talking about, click the join button below the video and it'll give you information on that. It's like $5 a month. If you want to gift memberships to other people, say you're already a member, you want to gift them to other people, just click the little $ down there by where you write your comment, and it'll give you information on that as well. And if you click on the title of the video, the PayPal, the Cash App, all of that stuff's down there. What's the other one? PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo are down there, I believe. One guy supported the channel through Zelle. That's a little bit different process if anybody wants to go that route. Give you guys a few minutes to top, and man, I wish I could get that other deal to work, because this headset really is good, but man, for some reason the link to the headset is not very good. And it goes to my Amazon affiliate page. I'm fixing to start putting a lot more stuff on Amazon. I'll try that again in a minute. We got another comment to look at. P.U. Patel says, Trucker Todd, are you coming out with a merchandise shop? Yeah, I was working very hard and heavy on it. And quite honestly, it takes a few $100s to set that stuff up. And so I've just kind of slowed down on it till I start working. And then we'll put that in high gear again and jump into it. I'd really like to do these videos wearing a Trucker Todd hat and a Trucker Todd shirt and things like that. The job I start on the 29th, it's business casual. I'd like to have some polo style shirts that say Trucker Todd on them or something along that lines. And so several of you have said you wanted a Trucker Todd coffee mug. So there's definitely some stuff coming. Some of you want insulated mugs. Several of you said you wanted a hoodie, but it just takes a few $100s to set that up. And so right now we're hanging on to every penny, but as soon as I start working, that'll be high on the priority list. So the headset that this came from Mud Trucking channel member. Hang on, we'll get to that. We got something here. Robbie Ross, channel member, gifted 5 Trucker Todd LLC memberships. So if you've been a guy that commented a lot or a gal, you may have just got a free membership. Let me see if I can pull it up because YouTube picks who gets them. I don't have any say-so in it. And let's see who benefited from Robbie Ross's generosity tonight. Well, man, my phone is giving me equal problems as well. All right, here we go. So the 5 people tonight were P.U. Patel, Racing Ray 28, H-Man, Lance Calhoun, Trucking with the Fly Rabbit, and Mud Trucking. So congratulations to you guys, and hope you enjoy the next 30 days. And more importantly, I hope I can put some content out there for you channel members. Mud Trucking new channel members says, what brand headset is it? So the headset is called New B, like BEE, and it's an M51 model. I released a video on it this morning where I did an unboxing and kind of a review on it. You can kind of see it in my ear right now. It's small. It looks like that Plantronics one that they sell at Walmart, but you can get this headset for $30. And obviously, if you do it through my affiliate link, I get a couple of dollars out of that. If you do it through just finding it on your own on Amazon, then obviously I don't get nothing out of that. But it's a great headset either way. And hopefully in post-production, after this video's out, I can go in there and figure out what's wrong with that link and pin it in the comments to where when y'all come back and watch this video later, you'll see it at the top of the comments. Gary Cook, do you still have the solar powered headset? Yeah, I do still have the solar powered headset. I've had an ongoing problem with it, and they've sent me several of them. The problem I've had is the plastic over the side of your ear that's open keeps cracking and the headset gets loose. They're working on a revised model that won't have that problem, and we've agreed that I won't promote it until they get that fixed. I like to be able to stand behind the stuff I recommend to you guys, and it really was a great headset, and I love not having to charge it, and I love that natural light would charge it. But man, it's, things get thrown around in the truck and there's a lot of vibration, and it's got to be able to stand up in those elements. For some people, it wouldn't be a problem, but I just seem to go through them, and so they're trying to revise it, and I'm still working with them to get that fixed. And so this one I'm talking about now, it may actually be better though because it's a lot less bulky. And but I know some people like the big heavy headsets, and I hope that we'll be able to do some more stuff with them when they get that design figured out to where it doesn't continue to break. Channel member PU Patel says, I got a channel membership. Thanks, Robbie. Yeah, thank you very much, Robbie. And channel member Robbie Ross says, you're welcome, PU. All right, I'm going to pull that off of there and give you guys a few seconds to type. In meantime, while y'all are typing, I really want to fix that link. It's driving me nuts. But my phone ain't cooperating. All right, what am I doing wrong? Hey, there's somebody we hadn't seen in a while. Trucker Dan is here. He says, what's up, Trucker Todd? Not much, man. I was telling everybody about my week. I'm still working the part-time job. I'm starting a regular job on the 29th of this month. Because of the strokes, I can't drive a truck for at least a year, up to 5 years, and maybe never. And a lot of people are asking me, am I coming back? Am I staying off the road? And the truth is, I don't know. It depends how the next 12 months go. I'm going to look in a minute because we got some really good comments here, and I don't want to miss out on these. Gary Cook, I heard that a lot of mega carriers are feeling the pinch out here. Everyone is hurting. Yeah, it's tough right now. I think probably contract carriers are doing a little better than spot market carriers, but I don't think anybody's just rolling it in. That's been. I'll just go ahead and share some behind the scenes stuff with you a little bit. So a lot of you have asked, why don't I dispatch for a trucking company? Why don't I work in the safety department for a trucking company? Why don't I work in the social media department of a trucking company? Here's the truth. And you heard me and another person, me and Rose, talking about it earlier. I am in contact with one company about doing some things along that line, but several of the people that you would have predicted that I would have talked to, and I'm not going to say their names on here, we all know who they are, have said that they're cutting back, especially to social media, but also to recruiting and dispatchers. They're trying to trim the fat. They're trying to cut office staff as much as they can. What's ironic about that is what they need to turn it around is drivers, and they're not going to get drivers without those departments. You've heard me say before that when farmers and when truckers start feeling a financial pinch, the first thing they cut is maintenance on their equipment. And then they start having breakdowns that they can't afford. And so I think trucking companies are doing something similar to that right now. They are cutting back on the things that are vital to them. Instead of cutting back on recruiting, instead of cutting back on safety, now's the time they really need to be pushing it. The last thing you need if you're a struggling trucking company is to not have a good safety program in place and get sued. The last thing you need if you're a trucking company is to start losing drivers and not being able to replace them. We all know that these trucking companies are going to lose a certain amount of drivers no matter what every month. Personal problems at home. They just don't want to do it no more. Medical reasons like mine, have a stroke, have a heart attack, diabetes gets out of control, things like that. So you need to have a constant flow of drivers coming in. And if you start cutting in those areas, I think it's going to lead to bigger problems down the road. Now, who knows, in a few months, they may change their mind and say, hey, Todd, all right, we're ready to play ball with you. But as of right now, the big companies that you would think I would talk to, that's what their leadership is telling me, that they're it's really tight right now and they're cutting everywhere they can. Steve Given, are you going back to trucking? This is another interesting question. The truth is, I haven't really left trucking. And what I mean by that is, yes, I'm not driving right now, but I haven't left trucking. I'm still talking to trucking companies, still talking to trucking owners. I'm still very involved with drivers, talking to drivers. I'm still reading trucking news articles and looking for stories that I can share with y'all. Um, I got a very high bar on that, though. There's some guys that have YouTube channels that every little news story that comes out, they'll do a story on it. You know, if a state lowers the speed limit 5 miles an hour, there's a story. If if anything, um, and I don't do that. I've got a very high bar of what I do stories on. First of all, it has to interest me, and then secondly, I have to feel like I might be able to make it interesting for y'all. And so that means a lot of times I can't do a news story because it doesn't make the grade. But yeah, so I still feel like I'm in trucking. As to if I'll drive again, at what level would I be, local, regional, over the road? It's like I said, it's going to depend on what happens the next 12 months. But I'm still in trucking, just in a different way now. And like I said, I'm in contact with some companies about doing some things, and so uh, there's still a potential for me to drive. A lot of people don't realize this. I still have my CDL. I just don't have my medical card, and so I can drive a truck as long as it never gets on the highway. And there are positions doing that for construction companies working in the pits. There are other opportunities being a yard dog or a yard hostler, things like that. So yeah, even my part-time job that I do right now, 2 days a week, involves driving. Right now, it's just cars and pickups, but they know I've got a CDL and can move stuff around their yard and stuff. I just can't get on the highway. And Texas told me, this is something I found interesting. They said I could actually still drive a commercial vehicle in the state of Texas. I can't leave Texas, and I can't do it for money. So, uh, if the church needed me to move a semi truck, as long as they weren't paying me, I could do it. A lot of people know that I used to drive a church van, and it required an endorsement on my license. I can still do that legally because it doesn't require a medical card. So there are some options to me. One thing that did surprise me, though, is like driving a cargo van for expedited and stuff like that. I cannot do that because that does require a medical card. And that makes absolutely no sense to me. So I can hop in a 15 passenger van and I can haul little kids to vacation Bible school at a church. But if I hop in a van and you put two pallets in the back, I can't drive it. That doesn't make any sense to me. And I guess the other difference is the church doesn't pay. It's a volunteer type deal, and I'd get paid for the pallets. So the fact that they'd write me a check once a week makes it to where I can't do it. And I don't see the difference from a work standpoint, but whatever they want to do. Josh McLean, hey, Trucker Todd, just finished mowing my 3 acres on my 10-hour break. Hope all is well. Yes, sir. Red Ready Reloading. Dang, sorry I'm late. I forgot, LOL, unloading my last two pallets. All right, no problem. Are you in Wichita Falls tonight? P.U. Patel, channel member. You missed my last comment, Trucker Todd. Let me go back and see if I can find it. Oh, I did miss your last comment. Let's go jump on that right now. Trucker Todd, did you hear about 404 Dave flipping his truck at a truck stop parking lot? I haven't heard anything out of P.U. Patel. He was doing some kind of I don't even know what it was, an investment thing or something in the last video of his I saw. But I haven't had any contact with 404 Dave in a long time, and I hadn't even seen one of his videos in a few months or a couple of months probably. So I'll have to go check that out. But no, I did not hear about him flipping his truck at a truck stop parking lot. Hopefully he's okay. Steve Given, would you consider working at a carrier as a driver safety manager consultant? Absolutely. Probably for me to do something like that, it'd have to be a semi-remote job because there's not a whole lot of that in Lubbock, Texas. Um, but yeah, if there was an opportunity like that where I could work um, here in Lubbock remotely from home, and then uh, a couple of times a month or whatever, go to the terminal, then yeah, I would absolutely look at something like that. My good friend Ted Van Buskirk is here. He says, "Hello, sir. Hope you are. How are you? Hope all is well." Yes, sir. I'm doing a lot better. This is. I said this, I think, yesterday to somebody. I'm doing as good as I've done since prior to the stroke. As far as life is starting to calm down, my attitude's getting better. My morale is getting better. So I think we're working towards the turnaround where things get better. We did a video, I don't know, a week or two ago where I talked about turning the Titanic around. That's really what it felt like. I had a lot of junk going on at once, and it seemed like a pretty massive undertaking to turn it around. But I think we've got it on the right track now. Gary Cook, do you feel yourself getting stronger since the stroke? Yes and no. I still have some balance issues sometimes. My arm has its good days, has its bad days. I still get pretty bad headaches. I'm sure some of you, and everybody's been real nice. They say they don't notice it, but I notice it. I still stutter some. I forget a lot of things. And the neurologist said it would take, a few weeks or well, actually, he said, I think he said 6 to 8 weeks to get back to my old self. I did get a new doctor here in Lubbock, and he's doing the referrals right now for the neurologist and the cardiologist. And I do have the heart loop recorder in my chest, and um, so far I think I'm doing better. But man, I've had a few days that were just so stressful that I was really scared I was going to have another stroke. And I've got to stay calm and not get stressed out. And I'm pretty optimistic right now, though, and that's one of the main reasons that I wanted to do one of these videos, because I know everybody's like, "Oh, Trucker Todd's down. He's really discouraged." And I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I am. I'm human, but I think now there's reason for optimism and reason to believe that things might turn around. Let's see, Roger Berry. Hey, friend, I'm on home time. Watch the rerun on the way to Grand Prairie Sunday night. All right, man, enjoy your home time. Do you feel your stroke? This comes from new channel member P.U. Patel. Do you feel your stroke was due to all the stress that comes with being an owner op? Not just that, just everything in general. Um, my life is not that much different than yours. I mean, we've all got family issues. We've all got work issues. We've all got economic issues in this economy. And I think it was just a combination of everything. A lot of people felt like YouTube was the problem, and it's actually not. Those of you that do videos know this is a very relaxing, stress relieving thing to do. And so I don't blame it on the YouTube at all. If anything, YouTube helps. But yeah, it's just everything. And it was stressful. trying to find a good load and make good business decisions. And, the truck, it would have an issue and you'd worry about it. And I actually had the stroke while I was working, or right after coming out from under the Freightliner working on it. And so that's why I'm really reluctant. I don't want to say scared, reluctant to do a lot of repairs myself right now, because I don't want to have another one. The next one might get me, or it might make me where I can't talk anymore. I've shared with you guys how my wife met a guy at her work, that a customer, that he had a stroke 6 years ago and still couldn't talk. And so I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be a 51 or 52-year-old in a nursing home. On the good side, um, you guys, and some of you that's seen my older videos know this. At one point in time, especially in my early videos, I weighed 312 pounds. The doctor weighed me the other day, and I weighed 250. And so I've lost, what is that, 62 pounds? And that's not my best weight. I did get down to 240, 245 and gained some of it back. But I'm within, and I was wearing heavy clothes that day. So I'm probably real close to 245 if I wore my light clothes instead of jeans and the phones and heavy shoes and all of that. But I've just got to keep losing weight and try to walk and do as much as I can to take care of myself. Try to eat healthier, and I say that knowing that my wife just bought me a really good candy bar in there, and I'm not normally a big candy bar person, but I'm gonna be tempted to eat it when this is over. And I ain't gonna lie, I was tempted to eat it in front of y'all. Robbie Ross, channel member, feeling good, happy to be back on the road after my surgery. Yeah, I didn't know if it was okay for me to talk about it on here or not. Robbie Ross just underwent a surgery here recently, and he's back on the road. So he recovered real quick. So that's good. Red Raider Reload and my stress are the four-wheeling idiots today, Lord. What I do anytime I get, and this doesn't matter if I'm in a car or in a truck or what, if I got to stretch my legs out a little. Good grief. I got to get a desk in here. Uh, if I get stressed, I try to turn on like 80s rock and roll or something like that and sing along with the radio. That that tends to keep me calm and relaxed. Makes my wife a nervous wreck. She thinks I'm not paying attention to the road, but I am. I just, instead of getting tensed up, I'm jamming out to 80s hairband music. I was doing that today, by the way. Gary Cook says, "Do you keep in contact with Scott?" Yeah, we've talked a couple of times. I won't say we talk every day or even every week, but a couple times a month we're staying in touch. From my perspective, I think we left on good terms. I don't think he has any hard feelings, and I know I don't have any hard feelings. And quite honestly, I might as well just go ahead and say it right here. If I do go back to truck driving, he'll be number one on my list. He'll probably be my first phone call, just because I had a really good experience with him, and he's been great to deal with. And so, yeah, if and he calls occasionally. I knew we weren't going to talk every day or every week. He's trying to run a trucking business, both his own personal truck and manage the drivers that he has working as independent contractors for him. But yeah, the short answer to your question is, yeah, we do talk from time to time. And I think he wants that to continue because you guys know I went from 3 lines to 2 lines, phone lines, and he called me to make sure that he could still contact me and wanted to stay in touch. So yeah, there's no ill will either way that I'm aware of. Channel member Ramon says, "What kind of candy bar?" I really don't know. And I believe she got me the caramel and chocolate, almost like a Carmelo. Her boss at work was selling candy bars for her daughter or granddaughter, something like that. You know, those school candy bars. And my wife bought several of them, I believe, but she's only given me one of them. Channel member P.U. Patel says, eat your candy bar now, Trucker Todd. We don't mind. Oh, I better not. I better not, but I appreciate it. I wish I could figure out how to get that dang link to come up. That's going to drive me. That'll cause my next stroke. I hate, you know, we all, not me, we all spend a lot of money on this technology. And when it don't work, that just irritates me. Gary Cook says, did you get all moved into your new place? I would say we're about 50% moved in. There's some things we need. We got to get a couch. Um, we probably need a little more furniture, like a chest of drawers or something like that. So we're not 100% moved in, but we're to the point where it's livable. Oh no, Ramon, channel member, says he sold his Jeep. What are you driving now? Well, y'all are typing. I'm still going to try to figure this out because this is driving me bonkers. Maybe you open it in Chrome and then you copy and then paste. Hey, I got it. All right, there's the link if y'all want to check out that headset. Sorry it took so long. I'm still trying to figure out how to use this dang iPhone. Ramon, channel member, says he got him a 93 4Runner. Let me look at one of those real quick and see if that's the body style I think it is. Because if it is, I really like those. You know, the other day when I thought my pickup was kaput, I was looking at some pretty old pickups and stuff myself. Because if we got any trips we need to make, we can go in my wife's car. So I was, oh yeah, yeah, I do like that body style. That Forerunner and the body style before it, I like. The original Forerunners, you could take the back of them off, and but yeah, I like the Forerunners. Channel member P.U. Patel, how many miles did your Freightliner have, Trucker Todd? I'm looking at an old Walmart truck, 2017 with 706 and an APU. What do you think? Well, mine had, it was creeping up on 800,000. I want to say it had like 790 something. Still ran like a top. Still a great truck. Um, but the key to it was the guy that had it had bought it since it was new or almost new from SFI, and so it was basically a one owner truck. He had kept very detailed maintenance records on it, and he was one of these guys that spared no expense. He bought the best of everything and took really, really good care of it. So even though it had almost 800,000 on it when I finished with it, it drove like it had a third of that. And That's what you'll have to check on that Walmart truck, is just how well it was taken care of. Typically on a Walmart truck, though, you can get a pretty good deal on them. So hopefully you can buy that truck really, really cheap. Red Raider Reloading says, I almost called in sick today. I made 175 bucks in 2 hours trading stocks. I sure wanted to stay home. Um, yeah, whenever we get to hang out sometime, I want to ask you some questions about that, because I've always wanted to take a shot at day trading, and I've never done it. But you seem to be a pro at it. Kid behind the wheel says, nice. It's beautiful down in Dothan, Alabama. Yeah, that's a nice place. I used to like going through there, but it always seems like it's difficult to get a load through there, but I always enjoyed going through there. Gary Cook, I heard Walmart takes good care of their trucks. Very seldom do you see a Walmart truck on the road broken down. That's true. That is true. I Yeah, I would say that's probably true. I think they have a pretty good maintenance program, but I've never heard the specifics. That's just my perception. Channel member Ramon says, is a V6 165,000 miles, pay 1,000 runs and drives. Wow. Well, then you did real good. You did real good. And you're not doing a lot of traveling now these days, so I'm sure it'll make you a great vehicle. And the best part is you don't have to worry about payments each month. Channel member Ramon, I used to have a 2012 Cascadia X Walmart. Was well, this will be a good question for you then, Ramon. Did you feel like it was a well maintained and well taken care of truck, or did you have a lot of problems with it? And well, let me say this real quick too. You guys can still, I don't have him in the ticker anymore. And by the way, I didn't put the ticker up. You do that now. Uh, I kind of got sidetracked when everything went south. Uh, as far as I know, Scott still has that Freightliner. So you could still email him at safety@srologistics.com, and he might make you a pretty sweet deal on that truck. It is a good one. Red Raider Reloading says he's a pro at losing money. I trade with a group of traders on Discord. Well, here's been my concern with day trading. A lot of the companies that you go through to do that type of stuff have fees for every time you buy and every time you sell. And so you can make a profit, and if you're lucky, break even after all the fees. So that would be my concern, is to how to minimize the fees and things like that. But I need to get with a guy like yourself that knows more about it than I do, and ask you questions, and hopefully ask you the right questions. Rose said, I would recommend a pre-purchase inspection from an independent mechanic prior to any used truck purchase. Yeah, that's a great idea. In the car business, they used to call it the blue plate special, but you got to be careful, because let me give you an example. Let's say you go to Lone Mountain and you find a used truck there that you're really interested in, and you go to a mechanic locally there and you say, hey, I want you to come look at this Lone Mountain truck. A lot of times they're apprehensive about doing that, because they might have an opportunity to do business with Lone Mountain, and they don't want to risk ticking them off. And I'm not picking on Lone Mountain. It could be any truck dealership. If the local diesel mechanics see that as a potential large customer in the future, they may be reluctant to find problems. And even the best mechanic looking at everything is there is no guarantee that you're not going to get nothing wrong. But I agree with Rose that it's a good idea to have that if you can get that. And so yeah, um, that's we'll see. We may hit on that some more in a minute. My brain is tying itself in knots. 700,000 isn't bad. I deleted mine around 600,000, and now we're creeping on 900,000, running strong. Lot loads and maintenance is the key. Yep, yep, especially maintenance. Channel member Ramon said he bought it with 800,000 miles, ISX Cummins 10 speed. Red Raider Reloading says Webull is cheap, like 8 cents per stock trade. That's the one I need to look at then. PU Patel, channel member. Yeah, the main concern I have with a Cascadia over 700,000 is that one box. Yeah, yeah, I think, and I don't even think it's a Freightliner deal. I think any new truck right now, that should be your number one concern is all that emission stuff on the truck. And, the simple thing to say is, well, let's just delete it. But if you get caught, I mean, I think Cassius King had a story a month or two ago that somebody got fined like $750,000. And so the penalties can be pretty steep for doing that if you get caught. And of course, the proponents of it will say, well, but nobody's checking, but they're about to start. And it's not just California. So it's definitely a gamble you're taking. Channel member Ramon. Remember, Walmart trucks are made for Walmart only. Most are 400 horsepower and 235 rear differential. Why Walmart loads are under 30,000. Yep, that is true. They do spec those trucks. They've got guys that's their job to spec those trucks for maximum efficiency. PU Patel, channel member Hell Prime specs their Cascadias with 400 horsepower also. Yeah, I mean, a lot of companies do that. And it makes sense for Walmart to do it. I don't know that it makes sense for Prime to do it. And you say, well, why is that, Trucker Todd? Because they're a reefer company, a flatbed company, and a tanker company. What's the one thing all three of those lines of trucking have in common? Heavy loads. So you're going to put a over 40,000 pound load on 400 horsepower. Can it do it? Yeah, but it's hard on it. And these new engines are designed to run at such low RPMs that you're really lugging that engine. And they say that they're designed for that. And to a degree, they are, but um, they could probably get better trade in value and better reliability out of their engines if they came in at that 505 horsepower or whatever it is, because the engine would have to work a lot less hard. Now I like the 235 rear ends though. My a couple of my last trucks I had, not the Freightliner, but the Kenworth, the Peterbilt at Dart, and the other Kenworth at Dart, they were all 235s or 236s, something like that, and they were very efficient. And with that 12-speed automatic, they pulled pretty well also. Cassius King Trucking, I'm glad you're still here. I sold my Cascadia with 859,000 miles on it. Still a good truck. I know the guy who bought it. Give an eye on those injectors and cups around 800,000. Yeah, I was hoping you'd be in here. Every time we get in a Cascadia conversation, I'm always like, man, I wish Cassius King was here. Prime, I heard, was getting into a hopper bottom, but I haven't seen it yet. Well, it's my understanding that when Robert Lowe started Prime, that he actually started with like a dump truck or some type of construction truck and then worked his way up. So I played basketball one time with him. This is many years ago, probably 2004. So I wouldn't say that I know him real well, but I have met him before. He is a nice guy. P.U. Patel, channel member, wants to ask Cash if his truck was deleted. And Rose says if you delete your truck, any remaining factory warranty becomes void. Also recommend purchasing an extended warranty on any used truck purchase if you can get one. Well, they make them third party warranties. It's just some of them aren't worth anything more than the paper they're written on, and some of them are pretty good. You just gotta do a lot of research online, make sure you get a good warranty. Um, and but you are correct. If let me give you an example like this, that Kenworth I had. If I had deleted it and then had to go to the Kenworth dealer for a repair, like they suggested for that electrical issue, the second they would have determined that it was deleted, they would have kept that truck until I added all the emission stuff back on. They wouldn't release the truck to me. And I believe they're required to do that by law. So now, if you get an older truck, maybe 2008, something like that, with the older emissions, you could probably delete it and you could probably find a small mom and pop shop that'll fix it. But these new ones with the latest technologies, um, a lot of times they're going to say, oh, you got to go to the dealer. And then when you get to the dealer, they're going to realize it's deleted and your fun is about to begin. All right, I took that comment off so y'all could see the website. Man, it's good to see everybody tonight. You guys are doing a good job keeping the chat going. I appreciate everybody being here. There's only 20 of us tonight, but you guys are keeping it going, keeping it interesting. Red Raider Reloading. Yes, Prime has an awesome facility in Springfield. When they bought Passmore and Sons out, we got to swing by and get fuel and take showers at headquarters. Yeah, I actually worked for Prime in the mid 2000s, and that terminal is awesome. They have some little rooms, if I remember correctly. It's like on the second floor, and they're like hotel rooms without the bathroom in it. And I've stayed in those before. Those are nice. They've got a restaurant downstairs that you can get a steak or a hamburger or whatever you want. Food's really good. They've also got a company store, and they're fairly reasonably priced. One year, I bought my kids Christmas presents in the company store, like the little Nintendo handheld for that year, a Nintendo, what was it, DS or whatever it was. I bought one of my son's Christmas presents out of there. Ramon, channel member, if delete the def on any truck, TA or Petro, they will call the law on you. Oh, I didn't know that. Get behind the wheel. I found out Walmart has the cheapest 1540 oil. Just bought 9 gallons of Rotella T4 for $120. Yeah, sometimes you can get it, depending on what brand of oil you want, sometimes you can get it online. The oil I was running in that Freightliner, I was actually getting it from Advance Auto Parts. That was the cheapest I could get, that full synthetic oil. Ow. Man, I got to get a desk and a more comfortable chair. But yeah, just with the internet nowadays, just look and try to get everything as cheap as you can. It's a little hassle having, 12 or 13 gallons of oil delivered to your house, but you could save yourself a lot of money. Red Raider Reloading. TA turning in people. Ugh, a bunch of Karens. Exactly. It. Good luck getting that officer to pay the repair bill, because they're not getting a penny out of me if they turn me in. Ramon, channel member down here in Miami, Florida. They buy a truck with a blown motor. They put a 12.7 Detroit motor. Yeah, I wish there was a way. And I know that Freightliner claims this new Detroit is a derivative of it, but I wish there's a way they could bring back the Detroit 60 series and make it to where it would comply with emission standards now. That was a great engine, probably one of the best diesel engines ever built. P.U. Patel, channel member, when I take my Peterbilt to a dealership for service, they always ask if my after treatment has been offered or altered. I'd tell them, well, if it has, I'm not going to tell you. What kind of moronic question? Why would they ask you that? Do they think somebody's going to confess? Yeah, I did. I'm gonna be like, nope, I never touched it. And if they find something, I'm gonna be like, well, I didn't know. I'm just a dumb truck driver. I didn't know. No, I'm not. Not asking you guys to lie. I'm not advocating lying. Um, I was joking. I would never condone violating the law or lying if it might benefit your trucking business. Wow, I can't believe it. The time has flown tonight. We've been going an hour and 22 minutes. If you guys got something you want to talk about, throw it up there. If not, I'll let you guys enjoy your Friday night. And I think my wife's going to make me go grocery shopping after I enjoy that candy bar. Later, I may sit down and play the piano over here. Where does my hand go? There's the piano. Ramon, channel member, says down here in Miami, they put 12.7 turbos and ISX Cummins is cheaper. Huh. It does not surprise me. I think a lot of that goes on in Houston as well, because you see a lot of trucks out there that are in various stages of assembly getting worked over. And I've even picked some up down there. I used to have a side gig where I'd fly down to Houston and pick up trucks and bring them back to a truck dealership in Lubbock that's no longer around. And they did a lot of that kind of stuff down there. Red Raider Reloading, take care. Holler at me later. I'm off next week. Vacation. Yay. All right, man. I'll try to give you a call later tonight after we go to the grocery store if you're still awake. And it's kind of died off here, so I guess I'll hop off here as well. You guys have a great weekend. Look for that video Monday morning. We'll talk about this headset. I'm going to go back and watch part of this video and see how it performed and do some speed tests and things like that for the video next week that'll follow. I got a couple more comments that just showed up. Channel member Ramon says, I'm driving an 07 Century 14-liter Detroit. Well, that's not a bad truck. I had one of those at Dart back in like 2008, 2009, something like that. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Channel member Ramon says, have a good night, buddy. Thank you. You too as well, my friend. Channel member Robbie Ross says, Billy Joe called, Piano Man wants it back. He's just jealous he can't play the piano like I can. All right, man, y'all have fun. Thank y'all for being here. We'll catch you on the next one. Good night.